Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Waiting for a few more people to get on here and we'll get started. On Warrior, how you doing? I'm also going to be helping my son tonight. He's, if you don't know, he's a truck driver, also with Stormview Live, and he's traveling across the panhandle of Texas. Hey, Sean. So he's on his way to Amarillo and keeping an eye on a storm that's south of him. By the way, Sean, they dropped the severe on that. The hails went way down. That's the storm right there you see over my shoulder. It was severe warned, and it did produce 73-mile-per-hour winds. Hey, Slayer. And with him in a semi, you got to be careful about that. It did have rotation in it, but that's pretty well died out. Around, hey Becky, did you see on TwitchCon yesterday uh, how they're going to be adding new stuff for the mods? Got some really cool things that you mods will be able to do. You'll actually be able to set up your own screen. That's going to be awesome. Canadian Cat, thanks for joining me. I think I might have one or two over on YouTube. Be aware, folks, on YouTube, as of the 1st of October, I will no longer be streaming on YouTube. So please come over here to Twitch. I'll put the link up here. There's the link. And as I've been saying for the last several weeks, I'm done with YouTube. They've had me pretty upset. I don't like the way they're doing things. Twitch is going to be so much better. And boy, if you guys could see, and it's not only for the streamers and the mods, but they're making some changes to make viewing a better pleasure for you viewers. So let me put the link up for that. Y'all can go check it out for yourself. Da, 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 da. Come on, fire up. Okay, here's the announcements, the link for the announcements. Oh, really? Wow, Raven. But here's the link that's got all of the announcements that they made yesterday. I mean, a lot of it's got to do with the streamers and the mods, but there's also some changes to the way you'll be able to view. And one thing that I really like, and I know everybody hates commercials.
For northwestern Caddo County in southwestern Oklahoma, southern
But
Plain County in northwestern Oklahoma.
Here soon, I will start getting paid from those commercials. And what'll happen when you guys are watching me, the commercial will come on, but it'll take my stream and put it up in the corner. And so you'll still be able to see what's going on my stream. You won't get totally blocked out with that commercial like they've done in the past. It's going to be really cool, and I'll actually start getting paid when you guys watch the ads. So, and I hate commercials. Yeah, it's a much better idea. I hate commercials myself. You know, when I turn on Twitch and I bring up somebody's stream, I got to sit there and wait for a commercial. And that's fine and dandy. It's, you know, that helps pay the bills. But the way they're going to do this is you'll still be able to see my stream. So no, I'll actually, the way they said that yesterday, Becky, was the way that CEO described it is every time that ad plays, when I've got viewers, that I'll get a piece of the pie. I mean, how would they know if somebody went out and bought a Reese's, you know, after watching a Reese's candy commercial? I mean, they have no way of knowing, you know, if it's a car commercial, you know, how they going to know that somebody watching my stream went out and bought that car. I would demand more money, you know, if somebody did that. Yeah, that's another thing. They're going to be normalizing the volume for the ads. And that was one of my worries too, was that the commercial volume would be louder than mine. Oh, I get all kinds of commercials that pop up. State Farm Insurance a little bit ago. Reese's commercials. Other commercials other than gaming. There's been a lot of gaming though, but that's, you know, understandable with TwitchCon. I was watching some of that and a little while ago, and they were doing the cosplay, people dressing up as characters in the games, and some of that stuff was pretty awesome. I mean, really realistic costumes. So I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, he's almost to Amarillo. I was really worried about that 73 mile per hour wind report on that storm headed for him, because that'll blow a semi right over on its side. It only takes like 55 mile per hour wind to blow a semi over. I don't know how much weight that he's got on. But I've got him on Zello. If the storm, you know, pops back up, I can get a hold of him, you know, while I'm broadcasting. Notice I don't have a news ticker at the bottom right now. There's nothing cool in the news, unless you want to read about the snow. Take a look. Well, if it's empty on a semi, 40, 45 can give her a toss. but loaded. They say 55 mile per hour winds. I've driven in some 50 before in a semi, and yeah, it rocked it pretty good, but it didn't flip it. Yeah, Karen went bye bye. It just disappeared all of
Severe
a sudden.
thunderstorm warning for
I
Yoakum
mean,
County in
the models
northwestern
were showing
Texas.
that making that turn, it wasn't really going to get much stronger, but it was going to head west. And then I took a nap, and I woke up, and it's totally gone. Oh, 36,000 pounds? Okay, Sean. That's not too bad. You got more than what you went to California with. By the way, Sean, I've got Zello plugged in to the other side of my headphones, so I can hear you if you need to say something to me. But Noah, you talking about NOAA? Noah? I don't know what NOWA is. Yeah, you can see here on the infrared. You can see Lorenzo out there spinning. Up there in the right side. What? Oh, Becky, me and you clicked at the same time. And it did something stupid. Hey, Netherlands. Thanks for joining me. Hey, Becky, double check that Slayer didn't get blocked because me and you clicked. Oh, never mind. It came through. I see it now. Jeez. Yeah, please watch the language because from time to time I do have kids watching me, and I try to keep this as kid friendly as we can because I want to teach the kids as well because they are the future of the weather. That's okay, Slayer. I mean, it's cool, but I'm not bothered that you did it. It's just I just got kids from time to time. I do believe I still got some of the Boy Scouts from a few years ago uh, when we went and did this thing over here in Kettering with the Boy Scouts. We had over 800 kids that just fell in love with Stormview Live. And we had several chasers. I was there with Kelly and Randy. Hey, Rick. And I believe I still got some of those Boy Scouts that like to watch. They earned their weather badge at that event. And they really like watching the chasers and watching me. So I try to keep this as every now and then, I'll slip up. Not so much if it's late of a night. I don't worry about it when it's past their bedtime. But got this other area to watch. I mean, it looks like garbage. But this has a 90% in the next 2 days. What are my thoughts on climate change? It sucks. It's happening. And we can't stop it. We can slow it down. That's my thoughts. But this mess here, it's not tropical storm yet or tropical cyclone yet. I have seen areas of rotation in it. Now, this is on the southern part of Mexico on the west coast. So it's the East Pacific side. And I'll show you the cone for it. Like I say, it's a 90-90, which means 90% in the next 2 days and 90% in the next 5 days. So let me switch to monitor 1. And I'll zoom in on it for you, make it easier for you to see. Notice how this thing hugs right up the coast of Mexico. Now, what that's going to mean for the U.S. is Arizona's monsoon season isn't over yet. This is going to be bringing a lot of moisture. Now, you can see the blue line. That is a tropical storm warning. And notice the letters on those dots. It's an S, 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 S. The last two are D's. S is for a tropical storm. And the D is for tropical depression. But notice, let me switch to interactive. And what this is going to mean, I'll get it up in here. This thing, yes, it's going to make landfall and die out, pretty close to Hermosa, Mexico. But it's going to be bringing all that moisture further north. I was looking at the models, and it's going to be bringing a lot of moisture into Arizona, especially the Tucson and maybe even the Phoenix area. And I don't know if you guys are that familiar with Arizona, but when it's not their monsoon season, it is so dry, really dry out there. And the ground gets baked, concrete hard. So when they do get these monsoons, flash flooding, like, snap of your finger, it's flash flooding. And that runs down through the valleys and everything. To be very dangerous. It's really cool to film it. I've seen some super great videos from Kerry Doc Hutchins, which you can find him on Facebook. He lives there in Phoenix. And plus possibility this could bring in some strong winds with it, which then you get hubboobs or sandstorms. So I have to keep an eye on that. It doesn't have a name yet. They did go ahead and give it a cone, and the reason why is that blue line that you see along the coast. That allows them, they give it an invest, by the way, and that allows them to have a tropical storm warning. Yeah, weather gone viral. Yes, Slayer. They've had a lot of some really cool video from Arizona and New Mexico. It's mostly Arizona though. It's really cool. I've been seeing some pictures that Doc Kerry Hutchins has posted on Facebook. He's slowly being able to get out and about, and do it again. I used to love helping him. Running radar for monsoons is totally different. And I enjoy it because it is different. Uh, for severe weather, I'll use what's called correlation coefficient, and that looks for objects in the air that are not round. In other words, debris. We call it CC for short. And but I use that mode for monsoons and put it in motion, and you can actually see the haboob or sandstorm as it's going across the ground using that debris mode. And also use some other modes that I never use during severe weather or rarely use, like spectrum width. But it's really cool stuff. I miss not helping him. We've had a few of our regular storm chasers that has actually went out to Arizona to go chase monsoons because it's a totally different animal. A great experience that is on my bucket list. Maybe someday I'll get to go out there. I'll go ahead and allow that. Oh, God. For those that wasn't watching here several nights ago, we got talking about that term, haboob. Hey, Molly. Thanks for joining me. Well, it's got the term boob in it. So my bot, it didn't take the whole word. It just seemed the other part. So anyway. Oh. Yeah, I did, Molly. I said hi back, I thought. So, let's talk snow. Oh, okay, Molly. Um, hey, cuz. Still, I'm surprised my bot doesn't ban the word snow. And that is a 4-letter word. I'm going to stop this and turn on the radar. Look at all this up in the northwest. Yes, that blue is snow. They're still calling for parts of Montana and that to get 3 to 4 feet or more of snow. And we talked about this last night, and I want to show you water vapor so I can explain this. Sorry, Molly. And I talked about there was going to be a dip in the jet stream. Let me put this in motion. It'll flicker for a little bit while it loads up. And you're going to be able to tell where that jet stream is moving. It's going to be a dip, also called a trough. look at that. Northern California area. See how that's dipping down and then curving up? That's a jet stream. Bringing that colder air down. I'll do this in blue. Here's the jet stream. And so everything north of that blue line is cold, cold air. A lot of cold air. So because of a upper level low up in Canada, it's pushing all this cold air down. Whoop. Hang on a sec. That wasn't showing for you guys. I have more trouble with that. Okay. Now I'll zoom in on it. You can see this jet stream. Right like that. And like I say, that low is pushing that cold air. And that's what's pushing the jet stream down. And you can see how she's moving. Now what we're looking at that's going to happen, because we still got this high pressure ridge out here in the east. We still got a high out here, and it's causing a heat dome through much of the country. I'm looking at, temperatures in the 90s for the first week of October, and that's kind of unheard of.
Thunderstorm warning for Randall County in
we
the
think is going to happen
Texas, northwestern Armstrong
is this
County
dip
in the
west
Texas,
is going to move east,
County in the Panhandle of Texas,
and
southwestern Potter County in the Panhandle of Texas.
What some of the models are showing, and I'll do this in blue, the jet stream now is like that. Well, it's going to not only have this dip, but maybe a smaller dip with another low pressure system. And that's going to erode this high pressure out here in the east. And a lot of the models are showing this. And if it does that, that will allow this big dip, this big trough out here in the west to come across and cool a lot of people down. Now, Climate Prediction Center still has, some record-breaking temperatures possible, in the southeast, Alabama, Georgia, all down in there. But none of this is going to happen until maybe next weekend. So it's quite a ways out yet. Now, as far as the tropics, everything just looks horrible. I mean, we got Lorenzo. Here's Lorenzo. Now, I seen a tweet earlier from a meteorologist, at least he says he is. And he said that Lorenzo was going to weaken and die out. Well, yeah, the winds did drop down to 115 mile per hour winds. Guess what it did this morning? It jumped back up to 130. And the cone for Lorenzo still has it going towards the Azores. It's at 145 mile per hour now on the winds. So that guy got it wrong. He says he's a meteorologist, but I didn't see any dying on this for a long time. Now, here's the Azore. That's the islands called the Azores, and it's going to be heading up that way. Okay, Sean. That went severe warning, by the way, and it's headed for Amarillo. And gotta get out of this screen. Looks like 1-inch hail, 40 severe, Sean. Poofafa. Somebody been watching. Oh man, I can't think of his name. Peanut. But here's the cone for Lorenzo. So, and if you look here at the letters on this, it's got an M. M is major hurricane. Now, it will drop off to an H, which is just a hurricane. Major hurricane is Cat 3 and higher. So at least through Monday afternoon, it's going to stay a major hurricane. And in case you don't remember the different
severe
categories.
Thunderstorm warning for southeastern K County in northern Oklahoma, north central Noble County in northern Oklahoma.
There it is. So it's a Cat 4, 145 mile per hour winds. So it's a medium Cat 4. So as long as it stays 111 mile per hour or higher, it will be considered a major hurricane. Oh, really? Cool, Becky. Yeah, that's from the Peanut character, right? Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham's Peanut. I got one more category to fill. I got to have an average of 75 viewers during a stream, and right now I'm at 42. So it's going to be a ways out before I make partnership. But that's okay because they're bringing affiliates some new cool stuff. You know, like the commercials. Yeah, I was really hoping to see her get called up on stage yesterday to be partnered. I like how they did that one guy, brought him up on stage. Man, he just went nuts. But from what I understand, it takes a long time before they'll make you a partner. But if they keep adding stuff to us affiliates, then I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth, what partner would even help me with. My problem is, folks, is I could stream games to try to get more viewers, but then I lose viewers. Yeah, and that 75 count, that does not include, like, when somebody hosts me or raids me. It's got to be my original viewer count, not host or raid, and it's got to be 75, and you got to do that a long time and constant streaming. And that's one of my problems with doing constant streams. It's so hard for me to do that, and especially when there's not a lot to talk about with the weather. You know, like I'm pretty much done talking about the weather. I mean, we talk snow, we talk tropical, a little severe. So, yeah, I'm not like a chaser that can go out and stream for hours and hours and hours. And that doesn't even come every day. Now, when the second season starts kicking in and I start helping chasers to get again, I am going to do a lot longer streams, regardless whether there anything really good happening or not. But just got to wait for that second season. I mean, there's been a lot of severe weather. Like right now, there's 5 severe warnings out. Hey, Michelle. No problem. We just talking. How's everything going, Michelle? Yeah, I know how that goes. Okay, Becky, thanks for joining me tonight. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go watch live PD myself. Uh, we're gonna, well, let's go ahead and do Q&A. Anybody got any questions? I'll see if I can answer them. We've got a whole lot of rain in Iowa, Missouri. Looks like we got a severe popped up. A couple of them in Oklahoma. Nothing real nasty.
Southern Cochran County.
They've actually dropped the risk down. There's still a 2%.
Northwestern Texas.
In a couple different areas. Oh no, they dropped the 2% in Kansas. It's only there in Texas.
9:00 p.m.
And they dumped the higher risks down to marginal. So things are dying down late in the day. What do I think? Western South Dakota will get tomorrow? Snow. I do believe. They're in that. Let's take a look. Let's see. We'll look at the GFS. Winter. And we'll go regional. Oh. Local. Well, GFS doesn't want to give me that. Forecast loop. I don't know, Sean. Well, it looks like Northwestern, and I'll zoom in on it here. Northwestern South Dakota looks like they're going to have snow. And let's look what precipitation looks like. I don't think there's going to be any severe. Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. Eastern, looks like eastern South Dakota is in a slight for tomorrow. Western South Dakota is that just in a marginal with a 5% probability in the west. So let's look at surface precipitation. It looks like you're going to get some rain. Yeah, going to get some rain. Looks like it's mainly going to be in central South Dakota and then moving east. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Just east of Rapid City. Yeah, I think you're just going to get rain. You might get snow. I don't think the model's updated yet. You're welcome. Stay tuned to your local forecast. If you trust them. It gets kind of weird trying to predict stuff up there. The models, they have a hard time up there for some reason. And a lot of it's probably due to the mountains. That's kind of hard to predict. If you're higher altitude, chance you might get snow. But from what I'm seeing on the GFS, looks like just some rain. Looks like all the severe stuff is going to be over in the east. Well, up there in the northwest corner, they're calling for snow this weekend. Well, it's what the model was showing me. I'll show you again here. Winter weather. Total accumulation. Run it ahead. You can see it's starting to build here in northwest corner. And this is for tomorrow. Fingers in the air and sniff the dirt. That's one way to do it. Yeah, up in the mountains they always get snow. So, okay, Sean. So, any more questions? You can see the snow up here. I mean, there's one report. This is up in Stanford, Montana. 6 inches of snow. That's just recent. 800 feet. That's not too bad. I tell you what, it really cooled down earlier. I mean, it was still in the 80s, but we had a really nice cool breeze. Now, yesterday morning, for those that wasn't watching me last night, yesterday morning, I went to go get coffee, and it was 45 degrees here in Southwest Ohio. And in the afternoon, it hit 90. 45 degree temperature change. That's crazy. I can see 10 or 15 this time of year on the temperature. But for this time of year, that's just horrible. bit of rotation showing up in this cell, Sean. It's not real strong though. Yeah, well, it wasn't so bad this morning when I went over for coffee. I got a mini mart next door to me here, so I've got a coffee maker now, but a lot of times I go over there and chit chat, buy coffee. Anyway, it was 72 degrees at 6 o'clock this morning. At 8 o'clock, it was down to 60s. After the sun came up, temperature dropped. Weird. But then it got up pretty hot in the afternoon. Hey, South Paul. So, I think I'm going to get off of here. Go ahead and watch some live PD. I might go out and walk around the parking lot, stretch my legs. Oh, yeah, that's fine, Raven. I thought that's what you meant. That was Noah. And I can really see them, going out there and giving a hand. I hope they find everybody. But where that thing's at, that's not good. So anyway, folks, thank you for joining me. We'll try to do this again sometime. Hey, next time that I do a Q&A, try to think some questions to ask me. And if I can't answer them, because I don't know it all,
severe thunderstorm warning.
I'll find out for you.
Central Yolo County in Central California, Southern Sutter County in Central California,
Central California, over there by San Fran,
California, Northeastern Solano
got a
County in Central California.
severe warning. Crazy. So anyway, folks, thanks for joining me. Next time, think of some questions. We'll take care of that. Y'all have a good evening. I'll catch you on the next broadcast. Good night.